Dragon Ball GT is an incredibly underrated part of the Dragon Ball franchise. A lot of fans have disowned it because it's not canon, despite Toriyama having some input into it, namely some of the character designs, which by that logic would make GT canon. Well, if your definition of non-canon is the lack of involvement of Akira Toriyama, that really limits your enjoyment of the franchise. A lot of people complain about aspects of it, despite them later praising shows like Dragon Ball Super for doing the exact same thing. I for one love Dragon Ball GT, as I do the majority if not all the franchise. Not only did it bring space travel back to the franchise, which after the Frieza saga had pretty much become non-existent, this was done through the lens of the Black Star Dragon Ball saga, which for some reason they skipped when it was first dubbed into English. Then it would go on to the Baby saga, where it would have a Vegeta possessed by another life form and turned evil again. Then would come the Super Android 17 saga, where a new version of Android 17 fused with the original one, creating an even more powerful Android 17. It would end with the Shadow Dragon saga, which would have Goku and friends fight the embodiment of the Dragon Balls. If that analogy isn't the perfect ending for the Dragon Ball franchise, I don't know what is. There's also the whole plot of Goku becoming a child again. I'm sure people were violently against that at the time, despite having no problems with the exact same plot being used in Dragon Ball Daima. Am I saying that other Dragon Ball projects took inspiration from it? Yes. Am I saying GT is unfairly treated? Yes. Am I saying you can't like Super and Daima because they essentially copied it? No. But I am saying people need to give GT more of a chance. So it's not canon. So what? Neither are the majority of the Dragon Ball Z movies. People still enjoy watching them. Not to mention hating an edition of the franchise because it wasn't based on a manga written by Toriyama is weird. Especially seeing Super, which not only was a manga and anime simultaneously, the manga itself wasn't even written by Toriyama. So watch what you want. If you haven't checked out Dragon Ball GT, or didn't give it much of a chance the first time, I would recommend watching it again. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you still won't like it, but at least give it a chance. You know you come to a fair conclusion and not just following the crowd. I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm sure the people that really hate it with a passion have already made up their mind. This video is mainly for the people who either haven't watched it in a while and have false memories of it, or people who haven't seen it in the first place. I for one would highly recommend it, regardless of its flaws. Because if you're only watching TV shows or movies because they're flawless, you won't have a lot left to watch, and it probably wouldn't be a very enjoyable experience.